Welcome to a webinar about understanding BC's Personal Information Protection Act, or PIPA for short. If you're a physician or MOA working in a private practice, this webinar is for you. Why do we need privacy laws? Unfortunately, a small percentage of the population is dishonest, and they can cause significant harm by stealing someone's identity to commit financial fraud, damage their reputation, humiliate them through impersonation, or cause physical harm. The purpose of PIPA is to balance the right of individuals to protect their personal information with the need of organizations to collect, use, or disclose it. It helps individuals maintain their dignity and autonomy by giving them the right to exercise control over their personal information. Why are there different privacy laws? Public bodies such as governments, health authorities, hospitals, and the college, whose services are mandatory, are accountable to the public, giving individuals wider rights to access, and they're governed by the Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act, where consent is rarely required. Private corporations and not-for-profits allow individuals to choose which organization to interact with. They're accountable to their clients, and members are shareholders, giving individuals restricted rights to access, and are governed by the Personal Information Protection Act, where consent is usually required. This presentation will focus on PIPA. The obligations your organization has are based on 10 principles that underlie PIPA. You have a legal responsibility to protect personal information by putting policies and procedures in place that promote good practices for handling it, including appointing a privacy officer and making their name and contact information publicly available. There needs to be a reasonable purpose for collecting, using, and disclosing personal information, which must be communicated to the individual. Consent needs to relate to the purpose, and it can later be changed or withdrawn. It can be express or implied. Express means it's in writing, and it's also referred to as opt-in. Implied can be where the purpose is obvious or the individual volunteers the information. Or opt-out, where the individual has a period of time to opt out, after which they're presumed to consent. Limit personal information to what you need to do the job. Limit how you use, disclose, and retain it only for the purposes consented to. You need to obtain consent if you want to use it for another purpose. Keep it accurate by confirming it periodically with patients and employees, and have a process for them to request corrections. The record must be annotated any time a correction is denied. Use a combination of administrative, physical, and technical safeguards based on its sensitivity, and securely destroy it when it's no longer needed. Keep patients and employees informed about your information handling policies and practices and how you protect their information. Individuals have a right to access their own personal information with limited exceptions. If requested in writing, you must provide access within 30 days unless a limited exception applies. You may charge a minimal fee for providing access. Have a process where individuals can challenge your compliance with PIPA. Links to these resources are in a PDF document on the Webinars page of the Privacy Toolkit. College Standards and Guidelines, Doctors of BC Privacy Toolkit and Webinar Notes, and Privacy Commissioner Guides, Tips, and Resources. Let us know if you have any questions about complying with PIPA.